Hi, welcome back to QuickSchools. This is part 2 of the grading flow training, I guess you could say. Let's start by logging in as a teacher. If you recall, we had in the last video we had the administrator set up subjects. We'll go to subjects right now. And here are the subjects that we've created. As a subject teacher, I can create additional subjects right here. Say English 2nd grade, add subject. Math, add subject. So the idea here is, as a teacher, I can contribute to the school and not leave the burden to the administrator to set up all the subjects. I mean, why do that? I mean, if all the individual teachers pitch in their parts, we can definitely get the job done faster. So once all the grades have been set up, we have the gradebook, which we went through before. Again, I can select different classes that I'm teaching, and here are all my students for my individual classes, and I can put in grades for assignments. Let's move on to the report cards. So in the last video as well, the administrator turned on the 2009 to 2010 first term grades. If there are multiple report formats, you'll see those here, and if you're grading multiple terms at once, which is rare, but if you did, you could have those open at one time as well. So we have two ways of grading subjects. We can grade by grade. So if you look here, Dave Green is taking 4 subjects. If I click on Dave Green, all the subjects I'm teaching appear on this one screen, and I can put in their grades and comments. So this is for one student, all their subjects. I can grade them all at once. The other way is to switch to subject. If I click on the individual student, I only see the one subject because I'm grading by subject. But in this view, there's an additional link on the top left right here, grade all students. When I click that, I see all my students for this one subject, and I can submit grades for all of these students at the same time. So it kind of helps based on the way that you do it. We find that for lower grades, for first and second grade, you may have a homeroom teacher teaching all the subjects, so you want to do it by grade. But for high school, you usually have one teacher teaching math for all the grades, and you want to do it by subject. So let's go back to the grade view so that we can create a report card for one specific student. Let's go to Ann Watson, teaching 3 subjects. Say you got A, great job, A+, fantastic, last, the B+, good, but try harder next time. You can save it, and if you save it, the student stays on your list, or you can submit it. When you submit it, it disappears from your list. But you'll notice on the right hand side there's a link that shows up. I can always go back to the student that I just submitted. Here's Ann Watson, graded 3 subjects, and it's already been submitted to the homeroom teacher. The way it works is you may have multiple subject teachers that are grading the same student, and so long as at least one subject teacher has not submitted the grade, the report card for that student technically is not yet at the homeroom level. And this is based on the workflow that we selected before. The workflow we selected before was from subject teacher to homeroom teacher and then to principal. So in this case, Ann Watson has gone to the homeroom teacher. Let's do one more. Let's do Dave Green. A job plus also fantastic, and maybe A minus. Great, almost perfect, almost perfect. Smiley face. Something like that. Alright, so we have graded 2 students. We can hide those students, so we'll see only 5, or we can show the full list and we'll see all 7. And again, you'll see again Ann Watson, we've graded 3 subjects. She only had 3 subjects, so her report card is now at the homeroom level. Dave Green, however, has 1 more subject remaining, so his report card is still in progress, not yet at the homeroom level. So now let's go to the homeroom level. Incidentally, Ann Watson is under Miss Nozala, which is myself. I go to the homeroom level. Here's Ann Watson. I see here tardy, homeroom teacher comments, and absent. This was what was configured in our setup earlier. So let's say Ann was tardy twice. Great job overall on all subjects, and maybe was never absent. One thing to note though, this is the default setup using whatever has been whatever is available just off the shelf with our software. We can actually customize this further. We can make any of these fields into a drop down, into a radio button, and we can add as many fields as you want, so they can be criteria. It really depends on the needs of your school. So if you have something very specific, do contact our support, either via live chat or via email. Our email address is support@quickschools.com, and it'll usually take a couple of days to get that into the system for you, and then you have report cards that look exactly like what you're using right now. So let's go back to this. Submit. It's gone. I can always show the full list. Here we have Ann Watson, who's submitted to principal. The rest are in progress. Let's log off. Let's log in as the principal. I have the same big buttons in the front. Let's just skip that for now and go to the report cards. Let's see, I may have... Oh, let's see. That's it. You'll notice that the principal level, there should be a principal level here. If you find that this is missing, most likely the principal has not been set in your school settings. So let's go to school settings. Let's select the principal, save it, and let's go back to report cards. We need to log off and log back in again. Report cards. Here we are, principal level. There's our student submitted to principal. Click on it. You can review this one last time. If there's anything amiss, I can revert to the individual subject teachers, or I can revert to the homeroom teacher, which is what this button is for. If all is good, I'll submit it. It will disappear from my list, and it appears under finalized reports. I can view the report card here. Let's allow pop-ups. Do that again. Open it. And here we are. Now this report card will also be available from the student screen. So if I go to students, Ann Watson, under reports, here is my first term report card. And there you have it. Well, thank you so much, and if you have any further questions, do contact our live chat personnel or send an email to support@quickschools.com.